Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya Luisa and I'm back with another video. In this video we are going to be talking about fertility and the ancestors, and I think it's a really amazing perspective and amazing information and amazing way of looking at it that you might not have thought of before. So I just want to offer this to you and thank you for being here. So, my dear, it's been a very long time. I know that the last time I did a video, I think I was like 9 months pregnant, maybe even before that. And so that was a while ago because my son is already 7 months. He already has a tooth. So motherhood has its ups and downs, huge learning curves left and right. It's a big jump to go from just one baby to two, especially when they're both very young. And so I've been learning a lot. And I've also been really going through a personal transformation in myself, in learning my mindset and learning different things about myself that I picked up from my childhood, that I picked up from family, that I picked up from my travels, ways of thinking that are not serving me. And I've been going through like huge just deep uprooting of these ways of thinking and these habits and all this stuff. I've been uprooting a lot, and so it's been very reflective time for me for the past 7 months. But I'm definitely excited to be here, to be sharing what I've been learning, and to be just in connection with you. It's important. It's important because we're human beings and we got to connect and we got to learn from each other. That's what I feel like this is all about. So I'm happy that you're here. Fertility, let's talk about it, because I've been working with women for a long time. I have been working specifically with teaching women and teaching dance classes to women for over a decade. So I'm always, any issues that women have, I'm privy to because I'm around women. It's my work, it's my service, it's my offering, is to be in service to women. And so through my years of teaching dance, many women have come to me and they've had this problem with they have not been able to conceive for whatever reason, and there's many reasons. So what I used to do is I used to make a waist bead, I would bless it, and eventually these women would get pregnant. And I never thought twice about it. It always happened. And I never thought, there was anything to it. Fast forward, word got around. And so when women would be trying to conceive, they would be like, oh, go take Maya's class and go get a waist bead and, you'll get pregnant. And so this was going on for a long time. Some women were trying for 8 years. One woman was trying for 10. And they all got pregnant. In fact, one was like pretty upset because she got pregnant right after. Like she got pregnant, had been trying for 8 years, had 3 miscarriages. I made her some jewelry. She was my dance student and she had her baby, and then she got pregnant right after and was really mad at me as if it was my fault. And I'm like, look, I can control, one baby, but after that is really in your court. So I never thought twice about this gift. I never thought twice about any of it. I thought that it was it was just something that I did because I deal with the second chakra, with creativity, with just movement in general, with your ovaries, like everything that has to do with creation is really like what I'm about and what I teach. And the movements and the focus of being like everything that's underneath the navel is like the realm of where I work. Waist beads, belly dance, you know? So when I became pregnant in 2020, actually it was 2019, was the first time that I actually had to sit down. I was forced to sit down. I was forced to not jump up and go and teach every 5 seconds like I was before. I literally had to sit my ass down. And then of course, you know, the whole world had a universal reset with, you know, COVID. So I was forced to sit down, and during that time is when I started my reflection on, hey, like what was really going on? What was really happening in those classes that everyone was getting pregnant? I look online and I see on Instagram, it wasn't just me that got pregnant, it was 4 other women, and we were all dancing together and we all got pregnant, and all of us had our babies already. But that's what really sparked, was like, oh, she got pregnant too. And then I go on Instagram and then it's another baby announcement. So I began, that's what really sparked my research and sparked this whole journey on trying to figure out, why is everyone getting pregnant around me? What is happening in this class? What is the science of it? What is the science behind all of this? And that is what sparked now today, you know, today's video and what I'm going to talk about. What was happening in those classes? What were we doing? And so let's define fertility. Fertility is when there is sex unprotected, that female will get pregnant. Infertility means that when there is unprotected sex, the woman will not get pregnant. So there are periods in the month when all of us are infertile. That's just a fact. We don't always have those eggs present. I mean, present for the sperm to come in. So the reason why some of us get pregnant and some of us don't can vary for many, many reasons. And so today I'm going to bring a perspective to you that is coming from ancient Kemet. So ancient Kemet is also ancient Egypt. And since we know that the earliest humans were found in Africa, we're all going to put into position that these are all of our ancestors, okay? But specifically for people of African blood, this is definitely your ancestors. And so we're coming from an ancestral place. We're coming from a place of like the beginning of time. What was the lens of fertility, and what did fertility mean? So this is a book. It's called Kemet and the African World's View. And this is a particular, so it's a bunch of different essays. And this essay is written by Molefe Kete Asante, very famous scholar. And he writes, the scarab, the oval, and a kneeling man with a wave over his head represents the expression, I shall come into existence. Thus spoke Ra, and therein is the secret to the orator's objective. The inner work of Ma'at is true life because we are able to self-consciously say, we shall come into existence. What we reach for is the source of our harmony with nature, to be absorbed in the flow of the cosmos. That is the life the ancient Egyptians understood. So I'm going to stop there. So to be in harmony with nature was the objective. And what I find is that many of us who are experiencing problems conceiving or need support, or it's not happened for us yet, is because there is a disharmony. And there is a disharmony. In order to get to the place of harmony, we have to come back into our rhythm with nature. So there's several things that can happen. First, what can happen is we are under a lifestyle that's not regenerative. We are living a lifestyle that is not restorative. We're living a lifestyle that is so draining of our body, of our mind, of our spirit, of our ashe. Ashe is life force. That it's not sustaining, and it's sending messages to our body that it's not safe to conceive. Because when you're in a lifestyle that's not regenerative, it sends, like, physically, cortisol into the blood system, which is, a stress signal, fight, flight, or freeze. So what that's telling the body is, it's telling the body that, hey, there's stress out here. It's not safe. And so if the body is sending signals that it's not safe, it's also sending signals it's not a good time to conceive right now. So that's one thing that we have to look at. We have to look at how are we managing stress. And we're all living under stress. That's just, the reality of it. But how is your body, how is your lifestyle managing that stress? And for many of us, we have gone through so much to get to these high levels in our career. And it's not that we can't have both, because you absolutely can. But when you get to these high levels, and when you've worked so hard, the way in which you work so hard, the lifestyle that you cultivated to get to those high levels, to get all the degrees and the businesses and all of the things that you have attained, that lifestyle is not conducive to conceiving, because you need to manage that stress in a different way. Not saying you have to give any of that up. Please don't, because you work hard, and I congratulate you, and I salute you, and I high five you, because yes, girl, get it. It's not that you cannot have both. You absolutely can. But manage your stress. That means you have to create, within that high level of achieving your career, you have to create a lifestyle in which you are able to manage your stress, in which you don't have that constant hit of cortisol that's signaling to your body that it's not safe to conceive. So with that, how to bring that back to the Egyptians, which is our ancestors, is to be in harmony with nature. Means that you have a lifestyle that is regenerative. You have a lifestyle that has parts of it that is illumination, and parts of it that is complete rest. So what I'm talking about is the moon. What I'm talking about is the moon. What I'm talking about is the sun. The sun does not shine 24 hours on us in one place. The moon does not shine all the time either. The moon goes through a cycle where you have moments of bright illumination and forward facing, and you also have moments of complete darkness. And that is how we are going to model that for conceiving, meaning that you have your moments when you're on high level of work, and getting things done, and you also have moments of complete rest. That rest has to be incorporated into your lifestyle, into your day-to-day. Connecting with nature means that you're also connecting with the rhythm of the sun, because the sun is directly connected to our pituitary gland, and we know our pituitary gland has everything to do with the endocrine system and our hormones, and regulating our hormones. So you do need to get sunlight. You do need to feel the sun on your face. You do need to feel the phase of the day, of daytime, and also of night. So other things like, how is your sleep? How is your sleep patterns? Are you sleeping in darkness? All of those things. So our ancestors' message is to connect with nature. And the more that we connect with nature, the more that our hormones are balanced, and the more that that signals to our body that it's safe and it's okay and we're ready to create life. If you have a job, which a lot of us do, where you're sitting in front of a computer for long periods of time, that is a very narrow focus. It is a very narrow focus, and those brain waves are also signaling. Think about it when you're in the wild, and when, you know, back in the day, thousands years, when you're in the wild and you had a signal, you had a very narrow focus. You were narrowly focused on that big ass tiger because you want to look at every move of the tiger, because you don't want the tiger to come and eat you and your family. It's the same thing. We have that narrow focus in our computer all day. You need to take time to, throughout your day, close that computer, get off of that blue screen, and go and look at the horizon. Go and change those brain waves so that you can look at something and see the expansiveness, see your abundance, see the horizon, see the sun setting or the sun rising, and see and connecting more with the expansiveness of the earth, because that narrow focus day in and day out is not conducive to your brain waves, to the well-being, to conceiving, to tapping into your feminine embodiment, and all of that good stuff. We have to get off these computers every single day and every chance that we get, so that you can really receive other brain waves that are nourishing to you, that are expansive. The ancestral view of connecting with nature is essential to our well-being. And there's many ways that you can also incorporate this, but how I'm going to bring it back to what was happening in my class was that I had women every day. First of all, once a week, we were coming together. We were taking away that stress, because when we are dancing and we're doing our exercises, that is also a way of managing stress and taking the stress away. We were opening our hips and moving the energy in our womb, and moving the uterus, and moving energy out, so that there was no stagnation in this area. And that increases your fertility, because you're actually removing toxins, creating space, creating energetic flow, psychic flow, spiritual flow, emotional flow, but also oxygenated blood to that region. So all of these things are really important to consider. And now changing part of my offering, and I'm doing one-on-ones, one-on-one with people who are interested in fertility support from me. And I'm gonna put the application to work with me in the description below. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I have lots more to share, and lots more of a method to how I'm getting my clients pregnant. And I have 100% success rate. So it's a lot that goes into it, but if you are interested, then click the link and apply to work with me. And I also, of course, work with the stones. These are semi-precious stones. These are healing waist beads. And stones and crystals hold intention. So when you have those beautiful intentions around your hips, just imagine the possibilities. They are endless. Truly, truly, truly are. So I hope that you're well, and I hope that you learned something in this video. And I will see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Peace and love.